you get when you have 2 microphones, a bottle of bourbon, and plenty of time to kill. It's the Bourbon Talking Podcast with Billy and Jimmy. Glad you found us. Sit back, relax. Let's see what we get into. All right, Jimmy, welcome to episode 19 of It's the Bourbon Talking Podcast. My God, we've survived it this long.
Yes. No, hey, welcome, Billy. Another week, and gosh, lots have happened since the last podcast.
Really? What did we do? Oh, yeah, well,
not us, but just in general.
A lot in the world, and a little bit with us. I mean, we're a little busy.
Mm-hmm.
And
just a lot of head scratching of things happening in the news. Nationally and locally.
Yeah, man. This podcast is going to be a rant, I think. But first off, before we get all juiced up and fired up, let's get the juice rolling. Jimmy, what are we drinking today? I'm going to let you present it.
Hey, we are drinking Basil Hayden.
It's got a damn nice bottle to it.
Yes, it's a nice bottle and it's good flavor, good taste, and as always, stick around to the end of the podcast and we will give it a grade.
And Jimmy is not giving it a 7.5. It will be a different number.
Yes, it will. Don't. Yes, it will. We'll move on from that one. Yeah. It's, trying to get these podcasts down. We have a cruise coming up, so we may get a few in before we get out of here, and if not, we're going to definitely try to get one in while we're on the cruise.
Yep, we are leaving the 5th, I guess. Mm-hmm. What day's the 5th? So I can plan my recordings. Okay, so that's a Friday. Today's the 26th. Yeah. So we'll definitely have one posting that morning, and we'll try to be ahead. So while we're jicking and jiving and diving, there'll be some coming up. But anyway.
Yeah, we'll actually have one. Try to have one while we're on the cruise.
Yeah, and we're going to try to bring a special episode some way, shape, or form.
It may be the pina colada talking, but hey.
Yeah. The pina colada talking with a Dark Myers rum floater. You got to, when you drink those frou-frou drinks, you got to stick your pinky out.
Just you, Billy.
All right.
Just you.
That's just a...
You got.
And we're back. Sorry, I had to take a little phone call there. We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff is going on nationally and locally here in Amelia Island or Nassau County. And so we are starting this podcast out probably a little on the piss side, aren't we, Jimmy?
Confused on one and pissed on the other.
Yeah. Let's see, what should be the first one we talk about, I guess?
Well, I guess nationally everybody's talking about the Tucker Carlson firing.
Everybody else is talking about it. I guess we might as well even mention it here.
Well, Fox is talking about it, but every news channel there is, but Fox is not saying anything.
It's funny how Fox for the last 2 years was like, we're the only people reporting on this, and now we're the only people that's not going to report on this one. So
a lot of confusion of why,
Yeah, there's 5 main speculations out there, and until Tucker speaks, nobody knows what's going on. So I know one thing, that cat could start his own podcast show or go back to that media company that he started right before and make $100 million this year. So he can do whatever he wants to do.
He is not short of probably companies inquiring about his availability and offering him jobs.
Right. I don't think he can, because they got to finish out his contract.
No, they're going to pay it off. They just said they're going to pay him out and send him on his way.
Okay, so then he can go work for another company if he wanted to. So.
Well, I guess. I mean, it depends on if you got a no-compete clause for 6 months, but I don't, whatever news channel picks him up, he probably will not do anything for 6 months.
He needs to do his own thing. That's what, I'd go to Bora Bora for a couple of weeks before I...
Hey, take a time off. I mean, the one thing that he did say was this week was the first time in 7 years during the week he was able to have dinner with his family. I guess being on at 8 o'clock every night on East Coast time,
Right, yeah.
kind of makes it difficult to have dinner with your family. But, hey, at the end of the day, it's amazing how the Dominion lawsuit gets settled and Tucker is unemployed.
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to fill in the blanks on that one. But, hey, I don't know. I mean, I read one that I thought was probably as close to the truth, but it was
more highly plausible than the other things.
Exactly. They were planning on firing him all along, but they wanted to get the Dominion lawsuit settled first, so he's not a loose cannon going out and siding with Old Dominion and really running up that price tag on Fox. So I think they wanted to get out of it cheap, which I don't think they did because their stocks went down. They lost $4.5 billion the first day after firing Tucker, the highest rating show they had.
Yeah, I don't think it was quite that high. I think it was almost a billion or something like that, plus the 765 that they just paid out.
4.5-5% of their stock dropped. Yeah, it was out to $1 billion.
Yeah, so. And if they, hopefully somebody did math on that. But anyway. Again, everybody in the planet is talking about this. The last thing they need is us two yahoo jackass jabronis talking about it.
Yep, don't even know the man.
Don't know the man.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna shut this door real quick. All right, guess we should have set the room up before we hit fire and go. Next,
we are not professionals.
Well, we're getting there. But anyway, no, we're not professionals. All right, so we did have this. We got this big ordeal going on, and I want to set a caveat off that some prior things have gone on before the last election at our local county commissioners. So we are not completely educated on the beginning story of this, but the south end of Amelia Island, everybody is fighting for a company to not be building some 85-foot condos in the most pristine, beautiful, protected area of our island.
So in the 80s, they passed a local law, that they couldn't build over 45 feet. And now this company buys up the south end of the island, and they want to build 85-foot towers, 7 of them, 11 or 7. Anyways, many. And one, they're suing the county because they want to build 85 and not the 45. But I'll let you continue.
Right. My understanding of this is there's a current lawsuit out against the county because they are suing, saying that really remember the exact words, but basically we're not going to make as much money on these 45-foot towers as we would the 85-foot towers. So we're suing you because you're limiting our abilities to make maximum profits on these constructions. Again, in the most pristine, beautiful part of this island. And my question is how the hell did they buy it and purchase it in the first place? It's a protected area. They've been limiting driving on that part of the beach for quite a while. There's a bird sanctuary right there. And this city used to be pretty big on conservation, and now we're pretty big on whoever we can sell something to. We're kind of selling our souls out, it feels like.
But it's not that they're selling the property and there's a loss. That's not what upsets me about this whole ordeal. It's how the county commissioners have handled it.
Exactly. We have we voted these people in that have initially ran on transparency. We are going to stop all this construction and kind of bring it to an ease or slow it and at the very end, in a packed commissioner's office last night with tons of constituents there, some key commissioners flip-flopped and changed their vote at the very end, allowing this company to move forward with 85-foot tall condos on it.
And these guys ran on transparency, preserving the island, and we need to get rid of the status quo politicians, the good old boy. These guys said everything they need. They got elected, and what did they do? It wasn't about we the people. It's about me and I now. They just sold out as they're not even 6 months into the job, 7 months.
There's one statement was made by one commissioner that we had to vote that way to stop the lawsuit so that we could kind of clear the board so that we could move forward with attempting to repurchase the property from the builder for $50.5 million to prevent the building from going on. So to prevent the building, to stop the destruction of the south end of the island, we're going to vote to let them be able to. And that's the part where I need to get educated, because it sounds like utter horseshit. It makes no sense to me. And someone who I voted for needs to explain it. However, they said they can't because there's a gag order.
So when you cannot explain your vote, perception looks like you're making a backroom deal. And this was something they ran on. They were not going to do the good old boy backroom deals anymore.
We're not doing that no more. That's how this place was done in the past.
Exactly. And so we elected these
You're
guys.
tired of it. I'm tired of it.
We showed up at their campaign rallies. We donated to the campaigns.
Yes.
And these guys were like, well, we can't tell you why we voted that way.
Now we got some ultimate fuckery going on. It looks terrible.
And yet you cut out when I say stuff like that.
I usually do the editing of these videos, and I kind of trim Jimmy back a little bit. He's a little rough around the edges. I'm pissed today. And I'm leaving every word. This podcast will be raw. I'm going to cut out blank spots. We're not editing one word of this podcast today.
Well, I'm hoping that a lot of the residents and people living in Nassau County actually listen to this and hopefully agree with us. But and I'm hoping the commissioners, because they all should resign. Now, Commissioner McCullough did vote no. She was the only one that said no, we don't want the bill, but she would still not explain why they can't.
Again, their attorneys have told them that they're not allowed to speak. There's a gag order. However, thank you, ma'am, for your vote.
But the attorneys work for the commissioners. Everybody works for the commissioners. Why? There should be no hidden agendas here. I don't care if you are being sued. Under the Freedom of Information Act, we see there's lawsuits going on. Explain to us why we're being sued. If it was the last set of commissioners, hey, explain it. Point the fingers at them. But by not explaining it, it looks like it's all on you. You're doing a backroom deal. I don't like that. Where's the transparency? Let us know why you voted yes to let them build 85-foot condominiums on the south end of the island.
And the answer to that question was we had to vote yes to allow them to do that, to put an end to this current lawsuit, so that now we can take our coffers and instead of spending it on lawsuits and attorneys, we can now begin to raise the money to purchase the land back so that it can't be built upon. Judge Judy used to always say, if it don't make sense, it's a lie. That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. I mean, why can't the constituents know why there's a lawsuit and why they're voting that way? I mean, transparency. I mean, good grief. Tell me why. I mean, right now, I'm not voting for any of those cats again. They're out as far as I'm concerned, and I'll raise money to go against every one of them. Not that I'm running. I'm just saying I would,
right?
Campaign for somebody else and say, hey, But this is ridiculous. I mean, these guys are not even 6 months into the office, and their new appointed office, and these guys already stabbed the citizens of this county in the back. Just tell me why.
It's a sad day in Nassau County. So
yep, and that's Commissioner Martin, Commissioner Hupman, Commissioner Gray, Commissioner Farmer, Commissioner McCullough. Thank you for the no vote, ma'am, but I still need an explanation from you why this is going on. So, resign.
Yeah, it's I just don't. Again, I need to get educated a little bit on the very beginning of this story. What would cause them to have to vote yes? It's.
I mean, if you're negotiating a deal, then tell us you're negotiating, but you're not telling us you're negotiating. You're telling them, yes, they can build. And the one clause in the vote was that the county would not interfere with any future progress in the building of those condos. I mean, so, okay, you just sold out.
And there's two things that they've done. With the go-ahead to allow them to build these 85-foot structures on the end of the island, the builder is going to reimburse or thank or pat the county on the back by giving the people a park.
I've heard that before.
That sounds nice, right? I mean, at least we'll get a no charge to the county. We're going to get a park. In wetlands, they're going to rezone protected wetlands that you and I would get shot in the face for if we, if your property was to back up to them wetlands and you brought in your buddy Holland with about 10 truckloads of dirt and you wanted to extend your yard out into the marsh or wetlands, you'd be in prison. But okay, not a problem. The county will let them go ahead and reclaim these wetlands or rezone these wetlands to put a dog park in. Fuck your park. I don't need a park.
And just so you guys know, I mean, Billy had to go to the county because he used to have wetlands behind his house. He doesn't anymore.
Yeah, my wetlands are dried up now. Matter of fact, there's probably engineers at my house right now. So.
They're not coming. I'm going to tell you that.
They're not coming after they hear this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to fix anything. So, but no, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, any other time somebody tries to do it, rezone wetlands or whatever, remove them, build it gets shut down. But again, the last set of commissioners, how much money was wasted in lawsuits because they were supposed to get parks from that developer. And that developer sued, said nope, and guess what? We have no parks.
And that all started with zoning issues again. They sold this company some property that accidentally encroached on some wetlands. So then they got sued.
And this is where we are today because those commissioners made backroom deals that got this county in a lot of trouble, and everybody unanimously, across the board, voted these guys out, voted these new commissioners in.
With a promise not to be like the last.
And exactly. And what's their first big deal they're doing? They're identical to the last commissioners.
They're 0 for 2 right now.
Like, oh my God, really?
So not looking good.
These guys have, I mean, we're only 6 months into this term and they've already sold us out. I'm like, we can't afford for these guys to be in office for another 3.5 years.
This has set a precedence for what the face of this beach area is going to look like. They've been creeping higher and higher into the sky. So what is stopping Hilton from coming in and buying 14 pieces of property right there at Fletcher and putting up a 18-story condo or 18-story hotel?
Nothing.
There's nothing. Nothing now. We've set the precedence for it now. So
Marriott bought the nursing home and put up a Marriott there.
But just expect within the next 5 to 10 years, Atlantic Avenue to look like downtown Daytona. So it's just, anyway, I'm pissed. Move on.
Yeah. I mean, we grew up here and just watch our local politicians sell out for contractors to come in and demolish what was a very nice, quaint little island. And, well, I'm done. I'm not. I'm actually going to make a stand.
I've never considered myself a tree hugger, but I'm half tempted to chain myself to a water oak down South End of the island. I just need you to bring me ham sandwiches.
I'll do that. Well, you can't eat bread. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'm on a diet. Damn, this diet is just sucking life force out of me.
But it's crazy. And we're not the only town across America that's been hosed by politicians.
Everybody's
over and
dealing
over.
with this kind of crap.
But it's my town.
It's my town.
You know, it's not like I picked up and moved here just a few years ago in a transplant. This is my town, my community.
That's 90% of our problems right now is we're dealing with transplants.
Yes.
That we voted into office in this place. Oh, this place is so beautiful. I'm going to move my family here. And then 2 years later, run for office and destroy all the beauty that you like that caused you to move here because you're a dipshit.
I think there's only one commissioner that's not a transplant, and that's Farmer.
Again, I'm talking for the last 20 years here.
I'm just saying across the board, but
yeah,
I'm just thinking the current commissioners, Farmer's the only one I think that's actually Nassau County resident, but
right.
Our original OG. Sorry.
Right.
Hupman's not.
No, he's not.
John Martin's not.
They've been here a long time, but
too long, and they need to leave.
I have. What was my campaign? I was running. Matter of fact, it was during these guys' election. I had a little slogan: "If you weren't born in Humphreys Memorial on 14th Street, you can't run for office." That should be the law.
Well, I spent many time in a hospital and born there, but hey, it's crazy. These guys, I mean, they just come in, change. I mean, not even 6 months. I mean, these guys couldn't even get the seat warm yet.
Yeah. And I'm pretty damn good friends with one of these guys too. Known him for 20 years and voted for him, donated for him. And that's why I would really love an explanation to again, take the curtain off this fuckery that it really looks like, because at face value, it makes zero sense. And
again, where's the transparency? They should have said it. Then, at the meeting, this is why we're doing this. Explain it to us. No.
Yep.
They just said we're under a gag order. No, you're not. You're the flipping county commissioner. You should not be under, unless you're personally being sued. You shouldn't be under a gag order unless you did something wrong.
Right.
So perception is you may have done something wrong. That's why you're under a gag order. So
unless there's a direct lawsuit against you personally, right? It's the only reason a judge can put a gag order on you.
I'm not a fucking attorney, but all I know is like, hey, unless you're personally involved, you shouldn't be gagged. I mean, and so what if they were? I mean, I think it was self-imposed by their own attorney.
Right.
So it's like, no, the attorney works for the commissioners. No, you need to it's going to cost you a little bit more, but hey, you need to be upfront and honest with the citizens of the county. Quit trying to perception. When you just come out and say, I can't tell you why I'm voting yes to build it, but yes. No, I mean, that's unacceptable. You just, I can't take your word for it. I don't trust any of them. They're all a bunch of damn liars.
Yes.
I do not trust any of these politicians in this county. None. Zero. And they say, oh, just trust us. Well, there's some famous last words.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't trust any of these son of a bitches. None of you. Wow. Well, there's where we are with that. I mean, I thought we were going to get a couple of podcasts. No, I think we wrapped this thing up in like 15 minutes already, didn't we?
Yeah, that's yeah. We're at 25 minutes on that rant, minus that 4-minute phone call we had. So
it's like, holy crap!
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, sorry. Hopefully, a lot of the residents in Nassau County listen to this, and yeah, we definitely need to get this out. I mean, at least my opinion, anyways. I mean, there should be, I don't know, a few thousand other residents that feel the same way. And the only people that were agreeing with the vote were people that just moved here like 6 months ago.
Yeah, sure. They'd like to purchase one of those. When can they get in line for one of those $10 million condos that are?
On the 85th floor overlooking the
right. Yeah.
Nassau Sound and the ocean. So, Billy, what else we got going on here, man?
Yeah, I'm trying to find something else. My damn ears are burning. I'm so pissed off. But yeah, I'm trying to find some. So we have, well, it's time. Today is Wednesday. So tomorrow, of course, we have to work a little bit. But Friday, we're supposed to be heading to Savannah. I think we're going to change things up a little bit. We've got the Adam Sandoval Great American Convoy coming this way. But the way it's going to happen is he will be arriving in Savannah from 4 to 6 at Savannah Harley-Davidson. If we were to ride up there to do that one, he's not traveling that night. So I think the way his schedule is set up is after 8 o'clock or from 4 to 6, whatever. After 6 o'clock, he's going to stay in a hotel. And then that morning, he's going to get up and travel to Adamak Harley here in Orange Park. That's where we're going to go meet up. We'll make our donations to Wounded Warrior and then ride out with him. He'll be heading to Titusville. We'll probably cut that short and head back north. So we won't get to ride with Adam as much as we wanted to, but we'll still be able to make an appearance and make a donation. We could, Saturday morning, we could hang out somewhere on the side of I-95. And when the big convoy comes down the road, we can just hop right on in and give it. Yeah, that don't sound good. But anyway, we're trying to work out some logistics with that. Just where we're located at and where where stop number 12 is going into stop number 13. It's just.
I'm sure we're going to ride somewhere on Saturday, but yeah. I don't like that idea.
What we would actually have to do is go up to Savannah, spend a night, get a hotel, blah, 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 do all that. We're about to go on a cruise, and not that, money's an object. We got tons of cash. We got a damn money tree out back, and just. But anyway, we're wanting to save it up so we can give it.
Can you point me in that direction of that tree, please?
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah,
got some bills coming up.
Not money's a problem.
The month's coming up. I got some bills coming up, man.
Right. So, we're going to. Some of our discretionary funds is about to get spent in the Bahamas, so no sense in going silly.
Well, everything's already purchased. The alcohol package is purchased.
But,
the rooms have already been purchased. The food's already been purchased.
I might want to get my hair braided or something, or get a Louis Vuitton purse, or maybe a new Rolex right there at Freeport. We got $47 Rolexes out there. Might have to grab me a couple of them.
Oh, you're going to give up the Apple Watch, the Ultra?
No, I'll keep that, but it's hard to turn down a 47. Yeah, I'll put my $47 Rolex on my left wrist.
Oh my God!
I bought a supposable Cuban cigar one time about 20 years ago. I couldn't tell you if it was a damn Cuban cigar or not. He told me it was. I paid $12 for it.
Was it good?
I don't know, man. They found it stuck in my shoe on a boat when I was going back, and they confiscated it. I didn't get to smoke it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be transporting Cuban cigars.
We got to bring back 100 per person when we went to Cuba on the boat.
Oh, did you really? There's still an embargo on Cuban cigars today? Or we went from liking Cuba to being able to go on cruises stuff. That's been shut off since Trump, right?
Yeah, Trump shut that off.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 months after we did our trip, they
cut
it off.
Okay. I wish I would have gone.
Oh my God! As soon as they open it back up, I'm going back, man. That was a fantastic trip. Absolutely.
I just want to go see all the old classic cars.
Oh my God, they're just amazing.
Yeah.
That was a good trip. Definitely recommend going to Cuba if you ever get a chance.
What's this, man? All the Wheel of Fortune fans are all pissed. They're saying shame on you for the fans are outraged over the ridiculous puzzle. Shame on you. What was the name of the puzzle? Wheel of Fortune fans slammed the game show after a contestant guessed a bonus puzzle incorrectly Tuesday night. After game show player Angela guessed the letters M, H, D, and O to add to the "What are you doing?" category, she was forced with the prompt space O space N space N space THE space R space space. Joining the crap. Ope, she answered after almost saying crap. Joining the brag, Angela guessed her final answer. Oop. Longtime host Pat Sajak rejected her failed attempt. Joining the fray. You got joining. That was really nice try, they laughed. How's this news? Wow, that's breaking news on Fox.com.
Well, Fox can't report about themselves.
They can't.
So, gotta
So breaking news is how this lady missed $45,000 by saying cramp, crap, and brag. And it was just unfortunate. And everybody's so upset that she missed a word fray. Sorry. I'll probably have to edit that out because that's, we're digging deep here for Fox News.
Again, Fox cannot report on themselves in this whole Tucker Carlson thing that they got to go out and look at other crap. I'm done with Fox News. I'm sorry.
The Corner finally released a report on how Stephan Bonner, the UFC legend, died. It was an accidental fentanyl overdose. Man, we've got to do something with this southern border, man. We've got to do something with probably ought to get some people in Washington replaced. I kind of lock that down because we're underneath a freaking invasion.
Hey, we tried to do that last year. I mean, even Georgia still can't get the Senate right. I don't know. It's crazy.
If I was a border town governor, I'd have my National Guard locked and loaded, pointing at the fence. You are more than welcome to come to this country. Please do a whole lot have. Our country is better because of you. Just come in the gate the right way, not under the fence with a backpack full of fentanyl killing everybody.
Well, I mean, the fentanyl's coming from China, but Biden's corrupted. So he's not going to stop anything at the southern border with China bringing fentanyl over and or saying it's China. I mean, come on, how many millions is he getting from China? I mean, it's ridiculous. He will not say one negative thing against China, and they're our single worst adversary.
There's no proof against that, sir. Where are you getting all this speculation from? You sound like a big pile of Russian disinformation.
It was on Hunter's laptop. My gosh.
I like how they say that's not his laptop, and then
all the pictures of him.
And then Hunter sues the guy for letting all the information out on his laptop. There's that poor computer repairman's getting sued by Hunter Biden.
But the FBI has already confirmed it was his laptop. They've already confirmed it. I mean, it's...
You're never going to hear what happened with that. Just saying. Nothing's ever going to come out of that. Nothing.
Well, you're not going to have any control at the southern border as long as Biden's in office and corrupted. I mean, he...
Well, he did announce yesterday that he is going to run for president again. So that counts out the bag. So he finally decided to let everybody know.
I'm going to say it today, right here. $5, he doesn't even finish out this term as president.
They already said, the Democratic Party already said that they're going to skip the first two debates. Like, well, it worked, keeping him hid in a closet and everything worked well the first time. Why change the game plan? So,
COVID's over. He's going to have to come out. He's going to have to come out and play if he's around.
Right.
For.
They said they're not debating.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
$5 right here today. He won't be around.
He's, yeah.
He has lost it. His cognitive ability is not there.
Yep.
I could see him coming out on the debate stage. I got chocolate chip ice cream. I mean, the guy is just absolute moron. But you know what? And that's probably the wrong word. I take that back.
He's not a moron.
No,
He's super smart.
Yeah, just ask him. But
you know how experienced he is? He's done everything. He's been a train conductor. He's been a tractor trailer driver. He's
raised by Puerto Ricans.
And he's also Irish. He's not what do you say?
Trying to get my train of thought here on this thing, because this guy, I mean, okay, he's mentally not there. Somebody's pulling the strings in the background. I mean, this guy probably does not get out of bed before 10 a.m. in the morning. He's probably in bed by dark. I mean, 6:37. I'm telling you, this guy is
You just described me.
I know. This guy is not running the country.
I got to eat dinner by 4:30. I ain't going nowhere if it's getting dark.
I mean, I feel your pain on that, but still. I mean, when you're the president, you do have to make a showing.
It's a tough job.
Every Friday he's on Air Force One going to Delaware, which is only like a hop, skip, and a jump down the road by car. But no, he's going to burn $4 million in gas to take his ass to Delaware.
Speaking of Delaware, I think him and Hunter listen to the podcast, because we have had quite a showing in Delaware with It's the Bourbon Talking.
Oh, please. Any of you people in Delaware, you want to come on, please come on the show. Yeah. And if you are Hunter, hey, I'll pay your plane ticket down here.
Yeah, we've hit quite a few cities in Delaware, so doing pretty good there.
Yeah, Hunter, come on down.
He's good. Probably in Florida. He just got back from Ireland.
I think he's in the White House hiding, so he doesn't get subpoenaed to some court somewhere. I heard some of the news today going, back into politics, Ron DeSantis, that state of Florida is trying to change the law so he doesn't have to resign as governor to run for president. And you're only doing it if you're running for president or vice president. I disagree with that. If you're going to run, I don't need a part-time governor in the state of Florida while you're out campaigning for president.
I'm torn on that one. I need to be a little more educated on it, I guess, before I start really throwing an opinion in there. But from what it's been explained to me, it really is kind of a crappy deal. And I think we've probably already discussed it on the podcast once. But for me to have to give up my current job for a 1 in 10 chance of getting hired to the next level, and it just doesn't make sense to me.
So what good is he to the constituents of the state of Florida? While
that is a very valid point. So most elected officials don't do a whole lot anyway. So I figured he does have time, to campaign and do his job at the same time. He is a go-getter and a multitasker. Are you done? Where were we?
Yeah, well, you were actually saying that, politicians don't do much anyways, but Ron DeSantis is a go-getter. But
so there's two things. Of course, I want you to be 100% dedicated to your job, right? Mm-hmm. Which is virtually impossible if you're jet setting all over the country for what, a year and a half, 2 years campaigning. But to have to...
Let me throw them out. We can.
Again, just to finish my point, sorry to keep breaking like that. We'll try to shine it up in the editing. I don't think that you can do your job fully by campaigning across the country for 2 years. However, having to give up your job for a 1 in 10 chance to get promoted, we'll say. I gave the example last time. Say you're the best welder on the floor.
He is an asshole.
Goddamn dog. Don't get me wrong, I like dogs. Just not on podcasts. I think we ought to start doing a behind the scenes. I think if we did a behind the scenes episode of It's the Bourbon Talking Podcast, that'd probably get some traction. Yeah. More funny shit happens off camera than on camera. I have to think about that. Nah, that would probably require a lot more work from me and another YouTube channel. Not doing another one. 3's enough. I'm just sitting here watching the wheels go round and round. Oh, I love to watch them roll. All right, so real quick, again, the analogy I had is you're the best welder on the floor. You hear that your shop foreman job is coming up, but to apply for that job, you have to quit your job. And if you don't get the next job, then you can't get your last one back. And I don't know, that's just a tough call. Again, that's probably why I'm not a politician. There's a whole lot of cons to it. I don't see any pros.
Let me kind of recap what you're saying. So make a couple 100,000 a year as a governor. Mm-hmm. You could make 400,000 a year as a president if you win. But let's say the off chance you don't win. Mm-hmm. You make $3 million a year working for a TV news station as a contributor.
And your 3 books, and everybody's writing a book. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to start writing a book.
So the lowest in here is the $200,000 a year as a governor. You should be paying attention to your constituents in your state, but you're going to spend a year and a half on the road campaigning for this higher paying job that if you don't get, you know damn good and well you're going to get a $3 million job as a contributor for some news station and write a few books and make a couple more million. So
either way, you're a first round draft pick.
Yeah. So no, they should not be changing a law for Governor DeSantis. No, if you're going to roll the dice, roll the dice. Don't look back.
Being educated on the situation changes my views a little bit. Yeah, I guess you're right.
And he's also an attorney. I mean, he can go to any law firm in the country and make tens of millions. So
I'm worried about the future of Florida after we lose him. So he's set a precedence that.
The lieutenant governor, he resigns. Lieutenant governor takes over, and it's all good. And there's going to be a few other kind of, DeSantis teed it up, and somebody else should drive it home. So I think we're okay. We got an all Republican, House and Senate. So no, I mean, he should have to resign. You should not be a part-time governor. If you're going to govern. If you're going to run for president, run for president. Don't half-ass your run for president either, because you have to go back and be a governor.
Yeah, it's a valid point. Yeah,
if you're going to do it,
I
do
think
it 100%.
I think it's a shitty situation, but yeah, I guess it's a need be, a necessity,
And the only reason he is pushing to have this law changed is because he probably knows he cannot beat Trump in the primaries.
I wouldn't. I'd be a 2028 candidate. Just in the situation that I see right now.
I agree
really
100%.
would.
Finish out doing good things in Florida, because you can run on.
This ain't my year. It's just.
So it just tells me that he's got a little greed in him as well. And no, I disagree. I think that should have been a state election, not a House. Let the people vote. Should he be a part-time governor or a full-time governor?
All right, but did you have anything that you wanted to go over? Or you want to? Did we speak our minds to the fullest extent today? And
yeah, I think we kind of covered everything. And I think we need to probably bring this thing home and
let's bring it home, buddy. All right, so
Basil Hayden.
Today we had Basil Hayden. This is an 80 proof Basil Hayden. See if you can read that and tell me more about it. I like it. It's got a great back end flavor to it.
Yeah, it's in a glass bottle. It's brown in color, and no, it's.
You people were getting y'all's money's worth on this podcast today, man.
And it's artfully aged. So
that's what that said. I didn't repeat what I thought I said. So it says artfully aged.
Yes.
I read it 3 times and I was pretty damn sure it said artificially aged. And I'm like, I'm not saying that out loud. I've never, what? So that artfully aged.
Yes.
I like it. Okay.
In the great state of Kentucky, US of A.
Kentucky, US of A.
So, Basil Hayden, want me to go first or you want to go first?
I'll let you go for, yeah. Go ahead.
All right. Hey, I like it. I'm going to give it a solid round number of 7.5.
I told you before this started, that's not the number. I'm giving Basil Hayden an 8. I like it.
I did too. I gave it a nice solid round number, 7.5. I like it.
You're such a son bitch.
It's good. I like it. And I recommend everybody should buy a bottle of it.
I recommend everybody should buy a bottle of it. I do. Is there an embargo on Basil Hayden that you know of?
Not from Kentucky. We're still an open state.
Is it hard to get?
It is not hard to get. It seems to be plentiful at your nearest liquor store.
And I think it's got a damn good looking bottle to it. So
it does.
You can have a really good bourbon in a shitty looking bottle, and it does something to your mind. You can have a half-ass bourbon in an outstanding looking bottle, and it kind of changes your mind too. But is
this a half-ass bourbon in a nice bottle?
I think this is good all the way around.
It is good bourbon. Definitely.
You got an 8 from me, and you got a 7.5 from Jimmy. So that comes up to
15.5.
No, it's an average.
Oh, an average.
Yeah, so that would be an average of 7 3/4. She's about 7 3/4. Basil Hayden's doing pretty good. She's above average.
Man, this took a hard left.
With that said,
thank you for your time. Enjoy the week. Enjoy the podcast. Take care.
Stay safe, guys. We're out. See you next time.